On this video, we're going to be talking about Deonna Purrazzo of the Knockouts Championship and who will be that mystery opponent this weekend at Slammiversary. There's going to be 10 potentials in this video today here on SCW. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now, leave any comments in the comment section, please like and share the video as well. Now just before we go into those 10 potentials, let's just give you a bit of the backstory this week, because Deonna Purrazzo took on an opponent she wasn't aware of who she would be facing, and then afterwards she was confronted by Gail in the ring, where Deonna said herself that she doesn't need to know who her opponents are in advance because, well, she's the best, she's the Knockouts champion. She'll either drop them on the head for the Queen's Gambit, or she'll break their arm putting on that Fujiwara armbar, where Gail then said that they'll give her a mystery opponent. Of course, Deonna Purrazzo did suggest the idea of her and Gail at the pay-per-view, and of course Gail reminding her that she is retired. But of course, this will be a great opportunity for Deonna Purrazzo to prove herself as one of, if not the greatest Knockouts champion of all time. So that's pretty much the backstory going into this. Gail and Scott D'Amore have come together to select a opponent and have told Deonna that her world is about to change, which does suggest that it's someone that's not currently on the Impact roster. And of course, with multiple rumors of WWE releases that could be joining the company at Slammiversary, other people that could be free agents, well, anything can happen. Let's go through 10 potential mystery opponents that could be facing Deonna Purrazzo at Slammiversary this weekend. Now, if you've been on Twitter or anywhere else beforehand, the favourite going in for this match was Chelsea Green. If you look at the match graphic as well, that could easily be Chelsea Green. But I think a lot of hopes have been dashed on that last night, because Chelsea Green, of course, did make her debut for Ring of Honor. Now, she was released from WWE from her non-compete clause early, according to Fightful Select. But Fightful Select has also gone on to say that she is not signed with the company at this point, Ring of Honor, but she will be doing TV tapings this week. So that's very interesting indeed. But could that mean she could turn up at Slammiversary? It doesn't rule it out completely, does it? But it does say it's perhaps at some point it could be someone else. But of course, if you do look at Impact Wrestling with Chelsea Green or Laura Van Ness, however you want, the hot mess, she has been a previous Knockouts champion there. She's good friends with Deonna Purrazzo, and her partner Matt Cardona is also with Impact. So you wouldn't rule it out 100%. It certainly is still an open door. But of course, now the fact that she's set up a Ring of Honor, this does slim that chance down just a little bit. But we've got 9 more that we're going to talk about now. And we'll start off with Mickie James. And it feels like we've got a forbidden door feeling already on this video, because Chelsea Green, seems to be in work with Ring of Honor. Mickie James is doing work since leaving WWE as part of the releases in April. Looks to be set now with NWA, going to do an all-women's pay-per-view. But of course, if you look at NWA, they don't have a full women's roster at this point. So you could imagine that it could be a case that Mickie James will be looking to other companies to get other talents on board for this NWA pay-per-view. And what better place than Impact Wrestling with their Knockouts division? Let's now spin things now into Slammiversary. Mickie James, a former multi-time Knockouts champion. We're talking about a legend as well here in the wrestling industry. If she was to come in and take on Deonna Purrazzo, this would be almost like a dream match. This is arguably as big as if you were to do Deonna versus Gail. So for me, this is the match that I really hope we see the most. I really want this match, because it could be a one and done situation, but it could be also where you can get a rematch at the NWA pay-per-view. So for me, I hope Deonna versus Mickie James can happen. Remember that it's going to be in Nashville as well. And where is Mickie James from? Yes, Nashville. So there is potential, there is legs with this, that it could actually happen. And we mentioned Forbidden Door, we mentioned NWA. What if it's not Mickie James, but perhaps for that arrangement for it to happen, maybe Impact say, well, we want someone from NWA that could come in and wrestle on the show and have, like we said, another one of those dream match cases scenarios. So let's talk about Thunder Rosa. Of course, Thunder Rosa is a part of the NWA women's roster under contract to them. She has been doing work with AEW as well under the Forbidden Door. But of course, AEW and Impact have also been working together. So would you like to see Deonna Purrazzo against Thunder Rosa? Now, I'm not going to lie here, I would really like to see that match. Now, am I sure it's going to happen? No, I'm not. But you know what? It's definitely an option, because if you were to look and say who's probably the most marketable of the NWA women's roster right now, you could say, I mean, Camille is the champion, but at this point, I would say Thunder Rosa has been out and about further. She's been on national TV, like I say, in AEW. I think it would make more sense to go and get Thunder Rosa to come in for this show. So for that reason, that's why she's going to be my next selection of someone that could be here that could take on Deonna Purrazzo at Slammiversary. Keeping things Forbidden Door then, shall we? Let's talk about AEW, because they have women as well. I mean, Kenny Omega is going to be in the main event, who's the AEW champion, who's also the Impact champion. So why not we get one of those dream matches we really wanted all the time? When's the last time Hikaru Shida was actually on AEW television since losing the championship? I don't think we've seen her, have we? She seems to have taken a bit of a break. So wouldn't it be awesome if she was the selected one that's coming via the Forbidden Door, that we get Deonna Purrazzo against Hikaru Shida? It's a match that a lot of people in the wrestling community would want to see, would love to see. I think that would definitely get the internet talking, so, and definitely get everybody that's watching this pay-per-view talking, and definitely with fans in attendance would get a shock reaction and people on side. So Hikaru Shida would be one shout. I mentioned Kenny Omega already. Of course, he's had connections with Riho as well, bringing her over from Japan, the first ever AEW Women's World Champion. Perhaps Riho could be one that could be there. She's actually moved over full-time to the United States. She's not really doing much on Dynamite right now that I've seen in recent weeks. So, I mean, perhaps Riho would be a good shout for this match as well. I certainly would be down for seeing Deonna Purrazzo against Riho. Definitely would be an exciting proposition. One more from other companies outside right now. We have to look at AAA, and of course, there is a match that is set up for Deonna Purrazzo later this year at Triple Mania. She will be taking on Fabi Apache in a champion versus champion match, and I believe the winner takes all both golds here. What if she was to appear at this show, win the Impact Championship, and instead of champion versus champion, just both belts are on the line when they get to Triple Mania? Definitely that would have a new sense of elevating that feud going forward, because we had the confrontation with these two when this match was set. Deonna Purrazzo dropped her at the time. This would be a way of sort of getting some revenge for that and then building things up even further for the pay-per-view. Now, for me, is this one a likely one to happen? I'm not so sure if it would, but certainly it would make sense in the story terms, and definitely would give hype as well, building a relationship with Impact Wrestling and AAA as well, because Impact fans would be more familiar with, Fabi Apache from this as well, and it would be more inclined to want to go and check out Triple Mania as well and see the, Deonna Purrazzo, if she can go and win the Impact Championship back on that show. So for me, it could happen. Let's just say it could happen at this stage, but I wouldn't say it'd be one of the favourites. Next, let's go back to those WWE releases for the next couple, and let's talk about the Iconics. Of course, we've got Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. If they were to come in, of course, that would make shockwaves amongst the Impact fan base. I'd be really happy to see them there, but what I would say is I want them to come in as a tag team. I would like them to actually debut after the Knockouts Tag Team Championship match, whether it's Fire or Flavor or Rosemary and Havoc, whoever walks away with those championships, to then be confronted by Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. That would be the way I would like it to go down. But would Peyton Royce make a great opponent for Deonna Purrazzo? Certainly would. Billie Kay, I think, would be fun as well for the fun factor. Of course, Billie Kay was actually at this year's WrestleMania in a match, but like I say, I would prefer them to be in a tag team environment. Next up, we'll talk about Ruby Riott, or Ruby Soho, shall we? She could be a potential to come in. Now, of course, she was released at the same time as Aleister Black, and of course, the only way this one is possible is if another contract wasn't updated, and of course, Ruby Riott had a 30-day non-compete clause rather than a 90-day non-compete clause. So it all kind of depends on the contract, but if it happened to Aleister Black, it could happen to somebody else, and so for that reason, I thought it's worth adding Ruby Riott into this, because, well, let's be fair, Ruby would be a fantastic opponent, and I think would be a welcome addition to any women's roster in amongst the, any wrestling company. So for me, I would really like to see this match. I think it would be almost a dream match, two fantastic workers. This would be awesome, but of course it all comes down to that non-compete clause, and for me, because you expect it to be a 90-day one, we probably can rule this one out. The last couple that we come on in, we're going to start then one with that's actually on the Impact roster. But of course, the world would change for Deonna Purrazzo, because, I mean, we've had Susan, but what if now she's being morphed back into Su Yung by James Mitchell, that Su Yung was the one that returns here at Slammiversary to take on Deonna Purrazzo. Now, I think as a storyline sense, it would make sense. Your world is about to change. Well, of course, that would happen because we've seen Su Yung in the Undead realm going on there. Of course, the Undead Bride. It would be kind of fun to see her brought back. My only drawback on this is that I think that the fan base may be expecting a fresh face to come in from outside of the company. And as much as I enjoy the work of Su Yung, Susan, Susie, I think she's a fantastic character and she's done fantastic with everything she's been given to do, I'm just not sure that Slammiversary is the right place for it to come in. But certainly, this would be one that I wouldn't rule out. If there's anyone on the Impact roster they would be talking about that's already there, this would be the one. Last but not least, this isn't going to happen. We're going to start off with saying it's not going to happen, so that way you don't tell me in the comments it's not going to happen. But just imagine if, you know, companies do work things out with wrestlers sometimes when they end off on perhaps not the best terms. Now, Tessa Blanchard was fired from Impact last year. Now, just say, humour me here and let me humour you. Imagine if Tessa Blanchard returned, if all things were ironed out, the company and talent were both on the same page, and Tessa Blanchard was to return at this show to take on Deonna Purrazzo. Are you telling me you wouldn't want to see this match? And are you telling me that this wouldn't make news amongst the entire wrestling community? Twitter would have blown up. It would be all over every potential report that's going on any dirt sheet. This would make Impact Wrestling top of the news section on its own. So for that reason, is it so crazy to think, as even though it's a final option, that it couldn't happen? And would you want to see it? I'd be interested if you'd want to see it in the comments below. But like I say, it seems, you know, like impossible to happen. And in a way, I feel like it wouldn't happen. You look at all those sort of bad blood rivalries of people that have left companies previously in turn and say they'll never go back, it will never happen, and then those talents end up going back to the company. They all work it out. I can think of multiple off the top of my head, and I'm sure you can as well. So just think of the idea, if they could, if Tessa Blanchard was turned up at this show and to take on Deonna Purrazzo, wow, what an incredible match that would be. Two arguably the best women's wrestlers in the world. So that's 10 potential mystery opponents there for you that could be against Deonna Purrazzo this weekend at Slammiversary. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I'd like to see any of those matches. I think all of them would be absolutely fantastic. The one that I thought it was going to be beforehand, before this weekend, I thought it was going to be Chelsea Green. I really want it to be Mickie James if I had the choice of all of those there. But now it's your turn. Let me know in the comment section who you want to see Deonna Purrazzo face this weekend at Slammiversary. Who do you think it will be as well? I can't wait to interact with you. But that's all from me. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe as well. Hit the bell for all notifications as and when new videos are released. The Slammiversary predictions video is dropping for you this week as well, so you don't want to miss that one. But thank you for watching so much right now. Do check out my other Impact videos as well, which released WWE Superstars will be turning up at Slammiversary, and as well as that, 15 wrestlers that Impact Wrestling needs to sign. Go and check those out right now on the channel. But that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good one. You've been watching SCW here on YouTube. Take care. All the best.